In 1979, Italian jazz rock quintet Combojazz released their singular album No Speed on the small press Moo, and from it the track Page One. Okay, now what's giving us that sound? That's like a certain saying on a Fender. Got kind of a trebly tone to it. And this is very different, of course, kind of like a woodwindy figure over bass. Yeah, kind of syncopated. It's in 4/4, but it. Yeah, it kind of has sort of a jerky feel to it, despite being just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Basically, just a half-step modulation. I'm basically hearing four instruments here. I'm hearing a little bit of rattle on the progression, then I'm hearing bass, faint Fender, and then woodwind. Now a more rapid fire run with running bass, and let's see. Credited on this album, it's basically a quintet of Aldo Rindone on keyboard, giving us that kind of enveloped Fender sound. Claudio Bernard on saxophone, clarinet, and flute, and he played in a few other acts. He was on a late period RDN Mestiere album. Interesting title from the 2000s. Yeah. I like that run. Yeah, I like the rapid fire nature of the brass and how it's moving along amid the bass line that's running really, and then the keyboard that seems just a bit slower. Yeah, basically we got sax and bass that are going really rapid fire while the keyboard is just kind of giving us some accents here and there. I'm hearing the keyboard in this speaker, funny enough, and everything else. The other stuff mostly here. Hear that? Okay, now it's the keyboard's turn to get a solo. Yeah, Aldo Rindone. Oh, he played on that 1978 Esagono album, Vicolo. Yeah, it's a great jazz rock album. And they had a second one, I guess, recorded back in the day, yeah, and then released like 30 years after the fact. Yeah. Bass line's so smooth, and the keyboard, the Fender's just kind of giving us these sort of like glowy, rapid fire runs. reminds me of the other band he was in, but just a little bit cleaner sounding production wise. Yeah, Esagono I'm talking about. The same year as this, he was in the Paul Kelly band, One Paul Kelly, the album Counting Chickens, which appears to be, judging by the description, seems to be more of a Little Feat type of, like a southern rock album from Italy. This being a lot of guys named Paul Kelly. This not the same as the American soul singer or the Australian folk rocker. D's the primary key we've been hearing throughout most of this track. Then, like half steps up to E flat. Now, there's an instrument we haven't heard all along. Okay, Giorgio Diaferia is the drummer here, and he's played in quite a few jazz and jazz rock bands over the years, including Esagono. Yeah, this I guess seems to be kind of a follow-through to that band. And a bunch of combos that haven't come to my attention, more from like later on in the 80s. I hope the keyboards are picking up. They're in this speaker only. Some really tricky drum patterns that are being thrown in there amid the soloing. This isn't, the guy who's giving us the guitar is not one of the people mentioned unless they... Oh, the sax player appeared on the first Procession album. That's, no, the second one. Yeah, Fiaba. Yeah, the more symphonic one. Yeah, I was thinking the first one I wouldn't expect because that one was kind of more hard rock. Oh, and he was on the 1977 Venegono and Company album, Rumor Rosso. Yeah, it's a good jazz rock album. I like that solo right there. Yeah, he was also, the saxist was also on this 1976 concept album by an outfit called Baraba. Long title, and I have never seen this album before. Interesting. Let's see. It contains members of Artie and Mestiere, Living Life, and Circus 2000. Pressed in 500 copies, selling for as high as 166. I swear I have heard more than, I think at last count I've heard 1,740 albums from 1976, and I still just come across interesting looking things that I didn't even know about before. I don't think I'm ever going to hear it all. Yeah. Okay, the guitarist first, not a member of the band, Luigi Venegoni. Oh, what does that sound like? Yeah, of Venegoni and Company, and was in Artie and that name. You know what I'm talking about. If you know Italian jazz rock, that is. So this has quite a. I came into this not knowing that there were so many links to like prior. I thought this may have been just kind of a self-contained one-off. No, this has got quite a lot of links to other bands. I love that change of cadence right there. How we go from that more kind of like jumpy, jerky section to this more fluid. Drummer seems to focus mostly, lean primarily on kick drum and hi-hat. I like his style, the kind of fills he's been coming up with. Yeah, it's like basically just kick drum, hi-hat, and then like every like figure of eight, like a roll on the snare. That was Combojazz with Page One from their 1979 release No Speed on the Moo label, a small press that put out albums by, in addition to this, the Esagono album, the Francesco Cabbiati record, yeah, Mirage, really good electronic album from '79. Let's see, the 1978 self-titled Zauber album. Yeah, kind of a folk symphonic album with like primitive keyboard on it. Yeah, I was listening to that just about 6 weeks ago or so. And then a few titles I hadn't heard of before, like the Paul Kelly Band, an Italian Paul Kelly. Yeah, I wonder what prompted that choice of a name. And let's see, and yeah, and a few others. It looks like the label put out 7 releases in all between 1978 and '79. Yeah, and I would imagine that at least one of the members of this band had something to do with the label, or some special connection anyway. Yeah. Anyway. That was, I ended up on the Esagono page, yeah, which I almost did a clip on that one from the album Vicolo during the last summer's 76 of 76 marathon. But I found out kind of the hard way, just as I was preparing to do so, that it was actually released in 1978, so I couldn't really do it during that. But yeah, it's been one of those albums where the original, the people who first entered it into the databases online, like back in the mid 2000s, were wrong about the date, and so a lot of us added it to our 1976 directories, only to find out that we had to. Yeah, I have to tell you, that's one of my biggest peeves, actually, is finding out an album is actually like a year off or 2 years off from what I'd always thought. Like I cherish the day when when the release date is settled on every last album from the 70s and 80s. Yeah. But anyway, not to get sidetracked by that. Yeah, Combojazz. Yeah, No Speed, another fine jazz rock album from Italy, when there were a period from which the well just seems endless of jazz rock from Europe. Yeah. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the Combojazz album, see the directory of albums by Italian artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the track we just heard, the interplay, the harmonics, the layers, the instrumentation, the arrangement, the passages, the soloing, Yeah, which moment stood out to you? And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air travel trimax host, signing off.